This is TMUA 2021, Paper 1, Question 16. We're told to consider the expansion of a plus bx to the n, with a, b and n unknown. We're also told the third and fourth term is in ascending powers of x are 105x squared plus 210x cubed respectively, and the fourth term in descending powers of x is 210x cubed. We're asked to work out the value of a over b all squared. So taking the hint from the question, let's work out the expansion of this. How might we do that? Well, we can use the binomial theorem, and that gives us that a plus bx to the n is precisely a to the n plus n choose 1 times a to the n minus 1 bx, and so on in this format. So maybe let's try and work out what our value of n is. So what do these two statements mean, and do we see a link between them? We notice that 210x cubed appears in both of these statements, i.e. that the fourth term descending powers of x is equal to the fourth term going up. Well, we know that this term is the x cubed term, and the fourth term descending means that there are 3 more terms with higher powers of x. So if we assume that all these coefficients are non-zero, coefficients of x to the k, then that means that n equals 6, as we have x to the 4, x to the 5, and x to the 6, which are 3 more terms above x cubed. But this is assuming that all these coefficients are non-zero. But why must that be true? Well, if we look at the coefficient of x to the k, that's precisely n choose k times by, which is non-zero, times by a to the n minus k times b to the k. So as long as a and b are non-zero, the coefficient of x to the k is non-zero. But why must a and b be non-zero? Well, that's because suppose a was 0, then you get that this expansion is precisely bx to the n. So we're only going to get one term. Similarly, if b was 0, we're going to get a to the n. But our hypothesis suggests that we have more than one term. So plugging in n equals 6 into our formula, we get that a plus bx to the 6 is this equation. Now going back to the two statements we know the third term is 105x squared, which is precisely this term here. So we know 6 choose 2 times a to the 4b squared is 105. I also know the fourth term, which will be this term, is equal to 210. So what is 6 choose 2 and 6 choose 3? Well, they're precisely 15 and 20. So dividing through by 15 and 20 on this side, we get that a to the 4 and b times b squared is 7, and a cubed times b cubed is 21 over 2. How might we get a over b from this? Well, you see that if you divide this term by this term, we get precisely a over b. So this is equal to 7 divided by 21 over 2, which simplifies to be 2/3. But we want a over b all squared, which gives us exactly 4/9. So our answer is B.